Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. So come get some.
The sun peeks over the horizon. Your excitement builds. The animals in the field start to stir. The forest comes alive with sounds. The sunlight glimmers off the lake, and the mountains start to shed their morning fog. So load up your favorite ammo, grab a few buddies, and head out to make some memories. And tell the rest of the world that you've gone hunting. Gone Hunting is a 1 to 4 player game of family fun where you build a unique hunting ground, scout different animals, buy weapons and gear, and roll dice to hunt. Complete objectives and try not to miss. So let's load up the truck and back Gone Hunting today. See you in the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eric Boyd.
Hello, sorry about that delay with the audio there. I really appreciate anyone and everyone popping in to watch and to listen. Today on the stream, what I'm going to show will be the characters from another comic project I do hope to launch in conjunction with my She Agents comic. And this other one is called the Paranormal Rogue Operatives. And as you can see in the title of the stream, on my name, it's PRO. That's the acronym for the team, and who and what they are. It's primarily an all female monster hunter, paranormal investigation team. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself there. And it's going to have good girl art, action, monsters, supervillains, and a little bit of humor. Whereas the She Agents, the first superhero team, all female superhero team. Well, sorry about that. That's an error on my end there. Um, Whereas She Agents is a quote unquote a little bit more serious with the superhero action to pros. We'll definitely have action, but be a little bit more humor oriented. And so, what I'm going to, hello, Margot. Hello, TJ. Hello, thank you for popping in to watch. But with the paranormal rogue operatives, I'm talking a little bit much here, so I'm just gonna give a brief rundown on some of the characters real quick. And again, thank you for popping in to watch and listen. And the leader of the team is this character, and her name is Susie Doc Atomic, Dr. Susan Atomic. There's a reason for her name being Atomic, but I don't know if you can see the atomic symbols on her costume here. She's an inventor and paranormal rogue and a paranormal investigator. Geez, about to say the name of the team, but paranormal investigator, and she's a monster hunter. And the goal of her team is to protect humanity from supernatural threats, monsters, vampires, that sort of thing. And she is the leader, and she's rather petite, she's rather intelligent, but that's her. And the pencil work was done by comic book artist Rock Baker. I had commissioned him a couple years ago to do the pencils for me, and I inked it. And that's just a concept sketch of Susie Doc Atomic there. And hello, Donut. Hello. And again, hello, Donut. Hello, Lemon Pie, Margot. I really appreciate y'all being here. And TJ. And this next character, this is a concept sketch I did of another member of the team. Her name is Lady Gargoyle. Hello, Charles Reeves. Hello, Charles Reeves. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here. And that's Lady Gargoyle. Um, just like her name implies, she's a gargoyle. Um, she sits perched on a building, on a ledge, until there is a need for her to come into action. And she knows when a human is being threatened. and she was also contacted by Doc Atomic to go into action. And she has super strength, and she's nearly invulnerable, and she has the power of flight. And again, this is just a concept sketch I did of her last year, and I'll show you a better piece that a comic book artist did for me by the name of Mark Dial, and he drew her. He drew Lady Gargoyle here. Really fun piece, really cool. Although some people may not like the feet, but I still think he did a great job. I'm not knocking him for it. I mean, I think they're okay, but she is a gargoyle after all. But that's Lady Gargoyle there. Hello, Lorenzo. Hello. And again, I appreciate y'all sparing time to pop in here to watch and listen. And if you bear with me for just a minute, I really need to get some water real quick. Okay, here we go. And another member of the team. And this is Tarantula 5. And she's most definitely a vampire hunter. If you can see, she has a scythe and she has a sword. And she also uses other weapons. She has a crossbow. And I explain her origin. I touch upon her origin a little bit in the first issue, but she doesn't know that she's actually this capable of being a vampire hunter, monster hunter. And part of the story kind of revolves around her journey in discovering who she is. And again, that's Tarantula 5. And I do have other characters, and I will show off that other character here momentarily. And I will ink that sketch. But those are some of the members of the Paranormal Rogue Operatives. And let me see. Well, thank you, Lemon Pie. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like them. And again, thank you, Lorenzo and Margot and Charles and Lemon Pie and TJ. Thank you very much. And of course, we can't have the heroes without the villains. And this one seemed to be well received when I've shown her in the past. Her name is Ebony Suave. She can control fabrics, filaments of iron, steel, that sort of thing. Anything that kind of has like a tensile texture to it, she can manipulate it, and she can wrap the fabrics around people if she wants to. She can also teleport and become invisible, and she's one of the enemies of the pros team. And again, that's Ebony Suave, and this is a concept sketch I did of her, and I'll explain more of her as the story progresses. And these are a couple more. I do have other villain characters. I haven't finalized a design on one of them, but these are two other characters. And the one on the left here, his name is Touchstone the Mystic. I don't know if you can see on his forehead, he has a symbol on his forehead. And like his name implies, he's a mystic. He's a major bad guy. And over here on the right is the Green Ghoul. And these are enemies of the pros team. And they're not very nice characters, to say the least. So those are a couple other villains. And let me see here. Oh, hello, trusty sidekick. Hello. Appreciate it. And this is some fan art. Actually, this is fan art I received a couple years ago by a gentleman, and I showed it on Facebook. And here he liked Touchstone the Mystic. He kind of did like a Kirby-esque drawing of Touchstone here. He drew this character in the background, like a dimension, a portal. I really like this. This is really cool. He did a really nice job on Touchstone. Just out of the blue, he let me know he liked Touchstone, and he ended up drawing it, and he sent it to me, and I was overwhelmed. So, and that's Touchstone the Mystic that they that old gentleman drew for me. Just, he really liked the character, and that's really, really cool. I was really happy to get that. So those are some of the characters for the pros, the team, the enemies. And again, I will be working on the ash can. I actually do have an ash can done, but I need to go over it again, redo it all. And I will probably publish it in conjunction with the She Agents comic ash can. So, this is an all-female monster hunter paranormal investigator team, and a little bit of good girl art, villains, monsters, and a little bit more humor, but plenty of action. And that's just a preview. And real quickly, who I want to show you, which I've been saving for. I've shown her before, but she hasn't made an appearance on my channel or any place else for a while. But this is another character, and this is Frankie B-52. And it's a little bit of an homage to Bride of Frankenstein, but she's much more than that. She has a connection to Doc Atomic, and I know you probably can't see the sketch too well because it's all in pencil, but she's a major player on the team, and the reason I call her Frankie B-52, if you notice, not only does she have the hairstyle like the original Bride, has, but to me, it always reminded me of the B-52 hairstyle. And thank you, Charles. And she has, and another thing I'll just kind of mention here, she also has an obsession with 80s era music, hence the name Frankie B-52. So, and you see she has a fun personality, but she's also a major player, super strength, and she uses several weapons to aid in her fight against other monsters and villains. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to ink her up, and we'll see if I can do her justice. I hope. And again, thanks all for taking time to pop in here to watch and listen. And I hope you like what you have seen so far. And what I'm going to do real quick, I got to shut this front door. And there we go. Well, not completely, but here we go. Sorry about that. Getting a little bit of a glare over here. So I'm going to start inking her. And hopefully this pen will start flowing. And I hope everyone is having a great day so far. I really appreciate you spending time with me. And what I will eventually do, I'm going to post a couple links in the chat after a bit. As I mentioned before, I also had a comic story and origin story of another character called Mr. Muck, who is going to be published through Golden Era Comics, and that's going to be in issue number 5. And I will post a link to Golden Era Comics. They have a couple of comics on Indie Planet. Issue number 5 isn't out yet. It's still at the printer. When I know that is available, I'll let everybody know one way or another. And it would be great if Mark Davis, the publisher, could get some support. And again, that's my first published comic story, or soon to be published comic story. There are a couple of pages I still feel I could have done a better job on, but it's a learning experience. And let me take a look here. And just a minute, as soon as I finish inking the details on her face, I will get those links and post them in the comments, the chat section, in case anyone wants to take a look. I do have those loaded up. And I'm not revealing everything about Frankie B52 here just yet, but in the story, you'll find out who she is. And there are two other characters who are part of the team that I haven't shown here, but eventually I will show them. And there's another, actually two more villain characters that I haven't shown yet. But if there's another stream, hopefully I will be able to share those. I just haven't finished the designs on them. It's nothing major. I just want to make sure I have them, down the way I wanted to. And if you bear with me for just a moment, I'm going to retrieve those links to Indie Planet where you can get, I think issue number 2 and issue number 4 are available via Indie Planet right now. And I think they have the PDF, the digital version, and I think they have the print versions available as well. Again, just bear with me. I appreciate you being here. Let me see, Lorenzo posting his link to his channel and his show. Let me see. Oh, the cat. You're asking where my cat is right now. Yeah, Max is his name. Yes, thank you for asking, Margot. Max is actually asleep on the bed for now. He may change his mind shortly when he starts, listening to me ramble on over here and probably come pester me for his precious treats. But let me see here. It's just taking me a minute to get the link, so I really appreciate you waiting for that. And again, that's Golden Era Comics. Mark Davis is the publisher, and he's been doing this venture for a little while. It would be great if people were to show him some support. His heart is in that genre of comic books, small press / independent. He really loves the Bronze Age characters, the era, although he called the title, Golden Era, but he calls it Golden Era because that's how he wants it to be seen, as something golden. And I've read issue number 5, issue number 4. Issue number 4 is really good. I really liked it. And I think you should check it out. And just one more minute here, and I will see if I can get that real quick. I'm going to load up actually issue number 2 first, and then I'll post issue number 4. So here's issue number 2. If you want to follow that to Indie Planet, and you can purchase it there. And here's issue number 4 if you want to check it out. And if anyone, like scrolling on the banner there, if you have a question about what I'm trying to do, what I've done, or whatever, please feel free to ask. Let me see. Okay, so there's that. And again, please forgive me. I got to get some water. I'm not used to talking so much all at once, but I need to get some water real quick. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. But all the characters I've created, I've tried to make sure they have personality. Okay, above everything else, above their abilities. I tried to make each one a distinct character, and not just the action that I want to convey in the stories and the artwork, but I think what's important is to have the characters have some kind of personality, not just, oh, this guy's a superhero. Oh, this guy can fly. What do you friggin' do? In my opinion, you know, the characters that stand out are the ones with personalities. Say, an example, Peter Parker. I mean, he may not be super high tea in his demeanor, but everyone recognizes him for who he is, a humble, quiet person until he becomes Spider-Man, then he lets everything loose. And that's how most people know him. A very distinct personality. Or say, Beast from the X-Men, highly intelligent, scientist, and he's very well liked by a number of people, comic book readers, comic book fans. At least in my opinion, he has been. And you mentioned the name Beast, and most people who know the X-Men at least a little bit know who you're talking about. Or say Wolverine, he's kind of a a badass, and most people know who he is, who have at least read the books or seen the movies. But I want to take it up a little, up a notch with the characters. And again, I can cite a whole number of examples of other characters. Maybe you all, have someone in mind that you want to mention in terms of personality, what they can do, who they are, their little quirks and everything. Like, say, Gambit from the X-Men, which is pretty cool that a lot of female readers, or if they've seen the cartoon, they're very fond of him, which I think is pretty cool. That brings an even larger audience to comics. And that's key. You have to find that little, say not little, that little niche, I guess. What is appealing? What could potentially be appealing? And I want potential readers, to enjoy what I have to offer and like the story. Because again, it's more than just the action, it's more than just the art. You can't have characters unless the characters have character. How about that? And she has one leg of her costume here. Right now, this is how I have her designed. She wears a fishnet on one leg, and it's cut off, whereas the other part of her costume / jumpsuit is enclosed. Visually, I wanted to make her stand out a little bit. And again, Frankie B52, she's a fun character. At least I hope she will be. She's pretty easy going, goes with the flow. She's not too serious until she has to be. But when she has to be, bad guys need to step back because she doesn't F around.
I got some breaking news.
Yes, sir.
It's very irritating breaking news, but I got to say it because it involves my sponsor. Indiegogo has removed the Slaughterbill comic book campaign from their site for violence. I'm about to kick somebody's ass.
Oh, no.
For violence. All comic books have violence in them. I'm really, really, really tired of the way crowdfunding platforms screw with my friends.
Oh, no.
So for all of you watching right now, go out on your Twitter and scream bloody hell, what the hell happened to Slaughterville? Especially you people that are, Indiegogo is the best. That's some bullshit right there. There ain't nothing wrong with that comic book. It's a comic book.
I don't even know what to say about that. That's awful.
There ain't no boobs. There ain't none, no gratuitous nothing. It's a freaking comic book, man. Slaughterville. It's like, this game right here that I have called Slaughterville. Okay. It's a game and a comic book. I'm really getting tired of Indiegogo and Kickstarter. I'm telling you what, dude, y'all gonna be finding somewhere else to sell your stuff, or they're just gonna stifle all of you, and you need to wise up, man. I'm telling you, they don't care about none of us. Yeah, I'm mad. That's my sponsor, yo.
Oh man,
that's my sponsor, Laughing Rogue, man. They just took his campaign down for violence. Tell me one comic book that don't have somebody kicking, hitting, punching, stabbing, or shooting somebody.
Good Lord.
That's part of what comic books is, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand what they could find. I haven't read it. I mean, but I can't understand their justification for it.
There's nothing like that's that bad. Look, I've seen so much worse. Anyway, my point is that right now I'm blocked from Twitter. I can't go out there and sing to high heaven about it, but I sure hope you guys do. Slaughterville, tag Indiegogo, ask them why the Slaughterville campaign and not every other comic book on their platform. They all have violence in them. If that's where they're drawing the line, then we need to leave Indiegogo behind. Period.
First it was KS, and now Indiegogo is acting up.
Dude, that's ridiculous. It's a comic book, man. It's a comic book. It doesn't encourage violence. It doesn't look anything like that.
I'm not trying to justify their reasoning.
There is no justification for it. That's why I'm hot. I
don't. Yeah.
That's why I'm hot. There is no justification for it. Every other comic book on Indiegogo, damn near every single one of them has some form of violence in it. Every single one. Every one that I order has it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We like the superheroes beat people up. We like horror books where people get slashed and stuff. We like that stuff. Sorry. Not sorry. Don't be taking our books down over stupid shit, man.
I mean, is it just a title? I mean, they're just assuming that it's going to be.
It was up.
I don't know.
It already funded on Kickstarter, and it was up on Indiegogo for a while. It went through the approval process. It was approved, and somebody reported it. Obviously, somebody did some shit again. Okay, and what good is the approval process? Why do you waste our time letting us build a campaign to put on your platform if you're going to take it down after it's been up for a week? Look, these people don't care about you guys as creators. I don't give a shit what platform it is. They don't care about you. Build your own platforms. Build your own websites. We'll promote you there just like anywhere else. Them people don't care about you, man. Chris put a lot of work into building that campaign, promoting the books. Like I said, he already funded on Kickstarter. I don't get it. Isn't Kickstarter the one that's supposed to be shutting us down for stupid shit? Why the hell is Indiegogo doing this now?
Man.
Holy shit. Y'all, man, if I did have my Twitter up, I'd be getting banned right now. I'd be ripping Indiegogo right now.
That's just asinine.
Yeah, how's the hero supposed to kick ass without being able to do any ass kicking? It's comic books, you freaking morons. Jesus, Indiegogo, I'm hot right now. And people even called it. They can shut us down anytime for anything. And you small creators, they take 10%. At the end of the day, you lose 10% of your funds. All right. That's a lot of money for them to just be able to screw you on top of it and you get nothing after you put in all the work.
Absolutely.
Man, I'm hot right now. I'm sorry, not sorry. Indiegogo, Kickstarter, all you platforms are really getting on my nerves. My people are trying to sell comic books, yo. Christ.
It makes no sense.
Mm. Yeah, you're getting ugly, grumpy Crom right now because that's how I feel right now. Look, please, if you're on Twitter, go out there, tag Indiegogo, and tell them what's up. Serious business. I'm gonna be doing it as soon as I get unbanned. I'm gonna let them have it, but I'll be on Facebook right now, letting Indiegogo have it because that just ain't freaking cool, man. And with that, I would take the downer off your stream. I'll let you get back to drawing, but I just thought that was something people need to know about, man. These guys aren't our friends, yo. They're not our friends. We need friends. We need a friendly platform to sell comics on, one that cares about us.
Absolutely. Oh man. Well, that is bad news. And again, Frankie B52 here. I'll give some hints as to who she is and everything. And again, the intentions for her to be a fun character, but she also can get pretty serious. And just to add one more time, she's obsessed with 80s era music, and hence part of her name. If you remember the band B-52s, and of course her hair, Bride of Frankenstein always, reminded me a little bit of the B-52 hairstyle. So it was just kind of a good match when I created her. And again, I hope when and if things get going on the Paranormal Rogue Operatives comic Ashcan, potential readers will like the story and like her, and of course all the other characters that are part of the team. And I haven't shown the other two characters that are part of the team, and eventually I will. And there's one other villain that I want to share, and possibly on the next stream I will draw them, or at least ink them, and talk about them. Excuse me. Yeah, Margot, you're right. How was the hero supposed to kick ass without violence? It's a comic book. And Donut, you're saying there will be a lot of people that will lose everything if they continue with that. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, how I don't understand it. I don't understand their reasoning for that. If I don't even know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oops, I don't need that. What? I can't think of which pen was the one I was using. Here we go. And again, I really appreciate everyone popping in to watch and to listen. Your time is greatly appreciated. And I did post a couple links for Golden Era Comics on Indie Planet. If anyone wants to check them out, maybe buy an issue or two, and hopefully issue number 5 will be printed soon, where I have my Mr. Muck story. And also too, Margot in the chat here, she posted a video sharing a few of the pages from the Indelible Comics coloring book that I have artwork in, and I'll just show that real quick. If Margot wants to post a link to her video, that would be cool. I'm trying to find that book. I don't know if I have it over here or not. I thought I did. But do check her out. I also, and if anyone wants to, forgive me, I'm away from the mic there. Anyone wants to check out my other videos on my channel, I do a preview of the coloring book where I pretty much go through every page and I mention all the artists involved and not just myself, But actually, I don't have it over here. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But so yeah, go check out Margot's channel. Not just because of that, subscribe to her. And there's Ice Queen. Subscribe to her channel if you want. And Hen and Phantasmagorical and Lorenzo Sleestack. All very nice people. And of course, if you're not subscribed to Pop's channel, please do so. Although I think you probably are if you're watching this. At least I assume you are. And if not, shame on you. No, not really. But and again, I do have some other projects I do hope to work on soon. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew right away. Although these properties that I'm showing here, they've been languishing in the background for a few years now, a little bit too long actually. But I think now has been the time for me to at least make a go of it, despite some of the negativity that's been happening of late around around the world and especially in this country. But what better way to take off your concerns and frustrations and stress than by reading something fun and take your mind off the problems. And that's what I want to offer at the bare minimum. And I hope you will join me on that journey. Oh, Rich Perotta, hello. Oh, you like her hair? Well, thank you. I'm glad you like her hair. And I'm going to draw or ink this blast cannon, hand cannon, and it plays a role in the comic, and she has some other gadgets that she makes use of. And the first pages, you'll get to see what she does with them. And I'm trying to make her a very interesting character, and I hope I will succeed in that endeavor. And again, I'm doing it kind of old school to the traditional way, with just drawing with pencil and pen and ink on paper. And hopefully everything will turn out okay. And as I mentioned before, although I'm doing this, on my own, the goal will be for me to try to find a talented, skilled comic book artist to push the art to a far higher and better level, because I want to put out some quality art and stories. And I know I'm just, I'm an amateur, but I'm trying to forge ahead right now until I'm able to get that going. And I do have to say this too. I'll say it again. There's no agenda involved in any of my stories at all. There is the good versus evil, but no promoting a certain ideology, and you'll probably realize what I'm hinting at, but none of that garbaggio that you may experience from other comic book publishers. And I mean the quote unquote big two, who used to be the big two, but I think slowly but surely we're going to take over that market, and I hope that happens, because their failures will be an opportunity for our success. Even if I'm not part of it, then the other creators like EVS and Aaron Lepresti, Andy Smith, Billy Tucci, Art Sever, and a long list of them. Of course, those are the big guys. Wherever the big guys are, sailing away, hopefully, quote unquote, the smaller ones will take a bite out of that market as well, because too many of us are not too happy with the direction things have been going. Of course, it's an old complaint, but it bears repeating, and especially to anyone who may not know the comics or whatever. Surely you've seen the ruination of other properties, and of course that's a long list. Going from Star Trek to Star Wars, and sadly, this new quote unquote Lord of the Rings take. But they wanted to go out and ruin the established stuff, which sucks. But and again, what we can do is not support them with our wallets, and support people who are being independent and forging ahead with their own properties. That's just my opinion. And I will look at the chat in just a minute here. Let me see. Oh, the characters won't. Yeah, Lemon Pie. The characters won't say mansplaining is the greatest evil they face. In other words, you got it, Lemon. Yep. Yeah. And again, with the paranormal rogue operatives, I'm probably repeating myself, but I'm going to repeat it anyway. It's all female monster hunter paranormal investigator team. There is one character who is not female. He's kind of male. He's not human. I think you will like him too. And he also provides some comedic relief. I just didn't sketch him out. Again, I do have him sketched out on the other Ashcan. He's been drawn, but I want to draw him during a stream. So well, now she's not completely finished here, but I'm close to getting her nearly complete. I'm just going to add a few details, and then I will have to allow the ink to dry before I erase the pencil lines and probably add a few more details here and there. So this is our preview of Frankie B-52, one of the agents, one of the characters, team members of the Paranormal Rogue Operatives, the acronym for the team being PROS, and it's a all-female monster hunter, paranormal, supernatural investigator team, and I will be working on that title this month in conjunction with my She Agents comic. So there's a look at her, and what I'm going to do next, I drew a better pose for my She Agents member, Princess Vanna Strong. Sorry, I'm away from the microphone a little bit. I drew a better pose for her, so I'm going to ink on her too. And that's Princess Vanna Strong. I don't know how well you can see it with the pencils here, but a little bit of a better pose, a little bit better art on this time around. And again, she's the super-powered royal protectorate of her home planet. And through a series of events, she ends up on Earth, and she serves as a catalyst for the formation of the all-female / superheroine team called the She Agents. Let me see. TJ saying, I had mansplaining once. He was telling me all about how my bike was unsuitable for a woman. To be fair, he didn't know it was mine. Pardon me. And again, I do have, the She Agents team. I'll be working on that in conjunction with my Paranormal Rogue Operatives team. The members of the She Agents are Commandant Comet, Nature Girl, Princess Vanna Strong, and Lady Valor to start things off. And bear with me. I need to get something here. I'm just going to put something to the side. And then I'll begin inking Princess Strong here in just a moment. I've got a little bit limited space, so I have to dig through everything and not lose track. And I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but again, in case anyone has not seen it, since I'm talking about Golden Era comics with my Mr. Muck story, I just want to show page number 6 from the story prior to it being lettered, and the art editor had added some effects. But this is my original art for page 6 from my Mr. Muck story, where this character, she shows up and explains to Hammond Greenman, who's in his Mr. Muck form, explains to him a little bit about what's happening after he just gets transformed and what to expect. And that's just a sample page from Mr. Muck, which will be in issue number 5 of Golden Era Comics, which will be available on Indie Planet sometime soon. So back to inking Princess Strong here. And again, Princess Vanna Strong. She has super strength. She's nearly invulnerable. She can survive the vacuum of space, dimension. She has a couple of weaknesses, which I'm not going to discuss right now. So she's not all powerful, She has the power of flight, supersonic speed. And if you think about, the DC Comics character Flash, how he can vibrate his body and everything, she can do that as well. She has heightened senses, acute hearing, acute vision, and she also has telepathy, which enables her to communicate instantly with any other sentient being. And she's part of a royal family on her small home planet. She's one of a group of what are known as protectorates. And again, just, she encounters something which forces her, or actually propels her onto Earth. And she is soon discovered by a couple of people. And she also immediately engages in action against an enemy. And because of her arrival, there's the formation of the She Agents team. And if anyone has ever seen AC Comics FemForce, I created this team as a bit of an homage to FemForce, but I also wanted to see if I can create characters that could go up against the FemForce. And that was an inspiration. I didn't rip anything off from FemForce at all. Although these are kind of common tropes, but these are my original characters, and I just thought it'd be fun to see what I can come up with, and that was the inspiration for me to create the She Agents team. And again, there will be action, of course, standard superhero fare. My excuse to have some good girl art, hopefully, some bad girl art, super villains, super villainesses. And of course, I'll throw in some, humor here and there as well. And I hope everyone will enjoy what I have to offer when things get rolling. And I'm going to go check on the YouTube side real quick. Bear with me. I just want to make sure I'm keeping up with everything. Let me see. Okay. There we go. And again, I really appreciate everyone popping in to watch and to listen. And if you missed last week's premiere of me being on Pops' channel, if you can, check it out. I was extremely fortunate to have a number of people pop in to watch and to listen and to show the support. And that was greatly appreciated. And I appreciate everyone who is here right now. It means a lot to me. And this year, at some time, hopefully within a month or two at the most, I intend to have both of these comic ash cans complete and available in one way or another. And they're going to serve as introductory stories to the characters and the teams, a bit of a preview before I hopefully, God willing, hopefully I can go, full throttle with actual comics. And I think the page count for each will be anywhere from 8, 12 pages, maybe 16. I know with the pros, I have 8 pages right now. With the She Agents, I have enough story for 16, but I need to keep in mind that it's going to be an ash can, so I don't want to go too far into everything. and with Princess Savannah being an alien, yes, I did make use of some common tropes. I gave her 3 fingers on each hand and a thumb, and she has 3 toes, and she has these antennae and the pointed ears. And the one thing that's a little bit similar to one of the characters from FemForce is that she has these pointed ears. There's a character, an alien character on the FemForce by the name Stardust, and she also has pointed ears. But it was just something I wanted to throw in just for the heck of it. So. And the smaller, I hate to use the word smaller, but the indie creators, whether it's comics or books or any other genre, nobody would do this unless we had an audience. So I'm very grateful to have an audience, and hopefully certain platforms don't prohibit creators from using the platforms or having an audience. I mean, I'm not trying to be negative. It sucks. It sucks, dingus. How about we use it for, we'll go that route. This dang pen. I gotta wipe this pen down a little bit, see if I can get the ink off of it. It's real touchy. I love the pen, but it can get real touchy here with having some paper or ink clogged on the nib. It's very, very fine. Let me take a look here. Oh, yes. I like Snowy. Yes. I'm sorry, TJ. Yeah, and check out TJ's YouTube channel. She's been posting videos of her handmade puppets. And I like Greenie, but I don't know. I kind of like Snowy pretty well. Yeah, so go check out her channel and subscribe to her too, please, if you haven't done so already. And again, Margot and TJ and Ice Queen, Phantasmagorical, all very and Hen, all very lovely ladies, and I appreciate their support and interactions with me. I'm very grateful, and of course to all the dudes who are hanging out here, and even that green lizard by the name of Lorenzo Sleestack. And unfortunately, I cannot get that dang pen to work for me. Ay. I don't think I'm going to get this one going either. I think I ran out of ink, actually. I just filled it not that long ago. I want to make sure that the line width on her flesh is different than her costume because it's lighter. Here we go. Come on, bad boy. Work for me. And what I'm using is what they call a vintage. It's a new old stock technical pen called a Faber-Castell. It's rare to find this one. And I actually was able to get 2. I was really happy. Brand new. It's been sitting in, I don't know, warehouse or an art supply store. I'm not sure where. But at this tip, I'm so happy with. It just requires a lot of maintenance, but it's worth taking care of. Kind of like a woman, you gotta keep up with her. Just my opinion. But then again, what do I know? But you don't want one that I don't want one that's too high maintenance though. Maybe some people do. But that's another story. Oh, and I think there's going to be Rabbit's Badass Song. That's another comic book title. And I did say I was hoping to back it. We'll see if I can. I mean, I really like the looks of it. It looks really cool. I really like that one. I think there's going to be, if it didn't happen already, Pops is going to do a show with them again. I could be mistaken. And I believe the wife on the team just had a baby. And and they follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And I feel like a dummy because I forgot their names, but they're pretty cool. And yes, I just used the word cool. Let me see. Okay, yeah, Pop say closeout is tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the network. Yes, yeah, and Donut too. I'm sorry, Donut. I forgot to mention you, Peter. I'm sorry. My apologies on that. You're not saying nothing about it, but I just realized I forgot to give you a shout out. So please, everyone who has a Grimaces. Oh, hello, Grimaces. I'm sorry, I'm over here talking and gabbing and drawing, not paying attention to the chat. Hello, Grimaces, my good friend. How are you doing? I hope if you're still there, thank you for popping in to watch and listen. Grim is a great guy. Taking a quick break from roof work, looking good. Thank you, sir. I've known him for a little while, and he's been a big supporter, retweeting everything I pretty much do. He's given me encouragement, and I don't want to dox him too much here. He's bought a few pieces of my art, so I've been really fortunate. But he's a cool guy. I mean, he's a lot of fun, and he does have a YouTube channel as well where he posts videos of his dogs in action. I love his dogs. And he also posts videos of his video gameplay. And he's also on Twitter. And he posts some really fun videos of his dogs, both at work and at play. And I love watching them. And I would love to have a dog where I live, but I can only have one pet. And that's Max, the cat. And he's pretty cool. Of course, I think he is. And surprisingly, he is still asleep. So he's not in here pestering me for those treats. What are the odds? Maybe I was able to burn off some energy before I started the stream today. Yeah, Grim, I'm doing okay, man. Thank you very much. Doing okay. Thanks again. At least I assume you're talking to me, but let me see here. Just drawing and gabbing away and basking in the glory of the wonderful people in the chat. We've got some beautiful weather today on my side of the flat earth, the donut. And in addition to these concept sketches and everything, I also do I do draw some pinups once in a while, and I do draw sketch cards. I sometimes offer them, and I hope to work on a few more soon. But I just haven't done any for a while because of um, these comic projects I've been working on that I want to work on. But I think I'll try to squeeze in a couple of sketch cards because I do enjoy drawing them, making them. And I didn't get a link for it, but there is another. I want to mention one more YouTube channel that I'm subscribed to and frequent, and that's Old Man Comics. He has auctions sometimes once, sometimes twice a week. He's in Florida, so I remember he said that his power was out earlier this week because of the hurricane. But I think this Saturday he's going to have a comic book auction, and I believe it'll start around 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. I think those were the plans. The last I knew. If you're looking, he doesn't sell just DC and Marvel. He does make an effort to go out and find a number of independent creators. He has sold comics that have been crowd-funded. And even if you don't get anything, it's a lot of fun to watch, my opinion. Rick Saylor, hello. What's up? Hello, hello. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Hey, back to the grind, Grim is saying. Well, thank you for sparing time for coming in here. I really appreciate it very much. Thank you. And hello, Rick Saylor. Thank you. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. And again, this is my character, Princess Vanna Strong. She's a member of the She Agents team. She's an alien superpowered protectorate from her home planet. She arrives on Earth through a series of events, and she soon serves. I'm stumbling over my words. She serves as a catalyst for the formation of the She Agents team. She serves as a catalyst, but she won't be the leader, though. That will be Commandant Comet. She ends up as the leader of the team. And I hope everyone is having a good day or a good afternoon or evening, depending where you may live. Where I live in the state of Nebraska, I'm about 50 miles from the city of Omaha. It's a very small town, but the leaves are starting to fall off the trees and start to turn color. It's last year it was earlier. This year is a little bit later, I noticed. And we've got a beautiful, bright, sunshiny day today. I believe it was in the upper 60s Fahrenheit. So, very pleasant day. And I'm going to check the comments here. Right on. Yeah, thank you. You just got off work early. Great to see you. All right. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying this, TJ. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And what I need to do, I need to get another pen and add the darken off these areas here. But I also wanted to ink this sketch because, like I said, the last stream where I did a sketch of Princess Strong, I wasn't too happy with it, and I drew this one yesterday and a little bit the day before, and I felt this one was better, so I thought I'd go ahead and work on this in addition to that Frankie B52 sketch that I inked. And I will bring that one out here in just a minute. And I'll show those characters off again to anyone new who hasn't seen them. And I will talk about them one more time. And I do have a video where on my channel where I share and show off and discuss the characters, the members of the She Agents team, as well as the villain, the villainesses, the bad girls. So if you want to search either comic art or drawing live stream, but the title should be She Agents. And last week as well, I showed off the characters and talked about them here on Pops' channel. And again, that's going to be a comic ashcan I hope to launch sometime this year. Give a bit of an origin story to a few of the characters and the formation of a few members of the team. And my goal is I do have other characters who do end up joining the team. The roster may be 7, not unlike Justice League has. We'll see. I have potential to add actually 8, but I don't want to, have too many all at once. But gradually introduce them. Oh, hello, Rex. How are you? Thank you for popping in here. I appreciate it. I really appreciate the interaction and the support. People popping in to watch and to listen. And if you're not watching it on my channel, make sure you give Pops Van Zant's channel a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to his channel because he does work hard to promote not just indie comic creators, but other genres as well, such as games. I'm glad to see that board games are actually still a thing. And that's getting close to this one. And I will show off those. Here, I'm going to take a break from inking her. And once again, I'm going to show off the pros characters to anyone who just popped in, didn't see what I was working on. the leader of the paranormal rogue operatives. This is Doc Atomic, Susie Doc Atomic. She's the leader of the team. It's an all-female monster hunter slash paranormal investigator team. Their job is to protect humanity from threats from supernatural and monster characters. And she's an inventor, she's the leader, and she does a number of things besides just lead the team and invent things. But she's rather petite, although she's short in stature. She has a lot of power, and I will just kind of hint at that. But that's Doc Atomic. And then this is a concept sketch for Lady Gargoyle, who is another member of the Pros. And just like her name implies, she's a gargoyle. She remains in stasis, perched on a ledge, until she is called into action. She knows when a human or a group of humans are being threatened by supernatural forces, and she's also called into action by Doc Atomic when the need arises. And she has super strength, and because she's a gargoyle, she's nearly invulnerable, and of course she does fly. And that's a concept sketch of Lady Gargoyle. And then I had a really cool sketch that comic book artist Mark Dial did for me of Lady Gargoyle a couple years ago, and I commissioned him, and I was lucky to get this one, and he did a really outstanding job on her. And that's another look at Lady Gargoyle there. And I will look at the chat here in just a minute. Let me see here. Yes, Pops is mentioning games there in the chat. And those are a couple of characters, and another member of the Pros is Tarantula 5. She is a talented and skilled monster hunter, although her main focus is vampires, but she does go after other characters and creatures, and she's pretty much a badass. She has, she uses a scythe and a sword, and she also has a crossbow, and she's very agile, she's skilled, and her name is Tarantula 5, and she makes a cameo. I touch upon her origin in the first issue of the comic book Ashcan. And then another character who's also a member of the Pros team, and that's Frankie B-52. A bit of an homage, of course, to Bride of Frankenstein. She's a little bit more happy-go-lucky, carefree kind of character. However, when she goes into action to protect humans and go after other monsters and villains, all the gloves are off, so to speak. And she's pretty unique. She has an obsession with 80s music, and hence named Frankie B-52, a little bit of a nod to the musical group B-52s and her hairstyle. I mean, I just always felt that, Bride of Frankenstein kind of a little bit like a B-52, so I just made use of the name, and she has a connection to Doc Atomic. So, and that's Frankie B-52. And she does have super strength. She also has some a fair level of invulnerability. She isn't invulnerable to everything, though. She does make use of gadgets and weapons. And that's Frankie B-52. And those are a few of the members of the Pros. And again, there are two other members that I'm not showing right now. You will see them on the next stream. And I will show the villains real quick. And right here we have Touchstone the Mystic. He's not a nice guy. He works in conjunction with another character, although this is Green Ghoul. He works with him sometimes, but there's another character that Touchstone the Mystic does work in tandem with, but I'm not showing her just right now. And again, the next stream I will show who she is, and what she is, and what she looks like. But those are some villains of the pros. And this is a fan art piece a fellow sent me a few years ago when he saw my initial concept sketch of Touchstone the Mystic. And he did a really nice job. I was really happy to get this from him. This is his take on Touchstone, kind of a Jack Kirby-esque type sketch. And he has a demon character in the portal back here, which I felt was a really nice touch. He did a really outstanding job. I didn't ask him to, but he drew that, and I was really, really happy to get that from him. Unfortunately, I haven't seen him around, so I don't know. I don't want to dox him or anything if he doesn't want me to. I don't know what has happened to him, but that's several years ago. And another character is Ebony Suave. She's another enemy of the pros, and she can manipulate and control most fabric, whether it's cloth or say even tensile steel, cords of any material. She seems to have a slash telekinetic control over them. There's an actual term for that superpower, but I'll be danged if I could pronounce it correctly. But anyway, that's one of her abilities, and she can also walk and climb with the fabric. She has the power of invisibility for short periods of time, and she can also teleport. And that's Ebony Suave, one of the enemy characters of the pros. So that's just a rundown to some of the characters that I had created, and I hope to be working on this year. Forgive me, I'm kind of moving away from the mic. I need to get some water real quick, and I will be back here in just 1 minute. Oh, Donut, you're saying looks so cool. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And again, I'm not trying to get too far ahead of myself. I do have some other projects I want to work on, but this year, at the bare minimum, I want to get the She Agents and the pros launched. Even if it's just an ash cans. That's what I'm gonna get going. And Margot, I don't know if you're still around or not, but Indelible Comics, they're going to not going to, but they will be offering a second Indelible Comics coloring book. I just submitted one sketch to them today. I will be submitting some more soon. And that Indelible Comics coloring book can be found on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, you get free shipping. It's around $5.99 US. And unfortunately, Amazon won't let me copy a link for that. Otherwise, I'd be happy to show it off. But that's Indelible, Indellible. I have a video posted where I show off the pages of the artwork that appears in that coloring book. I do have 3 sketches. And Margot also just posted a video too, showing it off. Well, yeah, you take care too, TJ. I appreciate you showing up here. And again, I really appreciate everyone showing up and watching and listening to me ramble. It's I'm trying to get used to it. It's one thing to goof off and comment in the chat, and it's one thing to to draw and to read comments and that sort of thing. It's not labor intensive. It's just a little bit different. But I appreciate Pops giving me this opportunity to not just show off what I'm working on and to promote what I have planned, but of course to get this get an audience and to practice with the interactions with everybody. And I do hope to improve soon using tools such as StreamYard if I can afford it. I hope that maybe next month if I can do that. But for now, Pops has been generous to allow me to use this time and with StreamYard to get things going. So, and if you haven't been here before, of course, please consider subscribing to Pop's channel if you have not already. I also have a YouTube channel. If you want to spare time to subscribe to me, that'd be great. I do have more drawing live streams to work on, and I actually have a theme for my next live streams that aren't related to my comic book projects. So I hope you'll consider checking them out if you have time. Probably be tomorrow evening when I will do another live stream. And I will hope you will be able to join. And if you can't make it, do catch a replay. Let me see here. Have a great night. Oh, well, thank you, Pops. I really appreciate those kind words. Thank you very much. Thank you. And let me see if I can find the stencil that I needed. Or not needed. I think I have it over here. I just need the ink. I'm quote unquote cheating with the stencil here. But actually, I don't know if I want to use this pen. These pens don't have the nib sizes nor anything written in English on the barrels. So I'm always going back and forth, checking out which one is which. I don't know if it's Japanese or Korean. I have no idea. But I probably should investigate. Find out where they originated. And if you bear with me 1 second, I need to check my front door real quick, okay? I'll be right back in just a moment.
America's southern border has become a war zone. Human traffickers, drug smugglers, and terrorists flow across the Rio Grande with impunity, secure in the knowledge that no one will stop them. A distant federal government lectures Americans on their privilege while punishing overworked Border Patrol agents who were helpless to stem the tidal wave of invaders and determined migrants. Second-generation Cuban-American Marcos Zamora is a military vet, more patriotic than most Americans. No longer able to ignore the chaos at his doorstep, he acts. Joined by his best friend Gus, they hit the border every night, saving lives while stopping violent drug cartels and other opportunists. The government reacts with fury at Marcos' attempts to preserve American sovereignty, deploying the full might of their enforcement agencies. But Marcos understands that the only thing the rich and powerful fear is bad publicity, and he records every encounter. Whoever he is, this private American must be stopped. Illustrated by Richard Bonk and written by Eisner winner Mike Barron, Private American is his version of Captain America, and maybe a little Punisher, taking part in this ongoing, violent, and very real battle of good versus evil in the war for American sovereignty. Grab your copy at theprivateamerican.com.
We have a secure border, and that is a priority for our administration.
Sorry about that. I had to check something there. That's a pretty cool looking book, by the way. I believe that's Mike Barron, if I'm correct. Could be wrong. And forgive me for just a second here. I'm just trying to double check something. And I will get to inking this last little bit of Princess Strong. Make sure I have the right pen again. And of course, the right size stencil. Put that to the side. And I need to do a little touch-ups here. Oh, there we go. Okay. There we are. And I need to add some black to her visor / goggles. And my cat just entered the living room. So I don't know if you're going to see him on camera or not. I don't think you're going to see him because of the angle of the camera. But he just made his presence known. And you may hear him meow. So we'll see if he does or not. Okay, there's that. Oh, pardon me. So here we go. There's it's and again I need to allow the ink to dry. This is a little bit of a better sketch featuring my character, Princess Vanna Strong. She's an alien, super powered member of the She Ages team. And what I'm going to do real quickly is erase the pencil marks on a sketch I did featuring Frankie B52 here, provided I could find her. I just have to forgive me for being away from the microphone. If the volume or the sound fluctuates, I'm kind of backing away at times from it. I'm kind of limited on the space where I have everything situated. So if that's an issue there, my apologies for that. So here we go. And again, this is Frankie B52. She's a member of the Paranormal Rogue Operatives. And I really, really appreciate the time that people have taken to pop in to watch, to listen, and to post some comments in the chat. I really appreciate your interaction and your support greatly. And I hope to get these comic ash cans launched and available this year. And I will be working on a couple of other projects as well. And if you can, go to Indie Planet to check out Golden Era Comics. Issues 2 and 5 are available right now. I'm not 2 and 5, but issue 2 and 4. Issue 5 will be available soon. It's being printed as I speak. And I mentioned Golden Era Comics because I have my first comic story, Mr. Muck, in issue number 5. Well, thank you, Donut. I appreciate it. Okay. I do appreciate everyone who came in here today. Please show some love and support for Pops Van Zant. Give his videos a like, and do subscribe. And to everyone in the chat, if you have a YouTube channel, check them out. If you're able to, subscribe and like to all of them. And I'm going to have to end this one. Again, I'm going to sign off by saying, do take care wherever you may be on this jelly-filled donut called Earth. Thank you very much for your support.